these woke Scapalians or Episcopokians or whatever they're calling themselves today, this is ridiculous. This was terrible. Donald Trump, I'm sure, regrets participating in this event today to be lectured to and politicized in a church this way. And I thought it was, frankly, a disgrace to what they did at this event. I don't know if this event will happen ever again because of this. This particular bishop took it upon herself to turn this into a complete and total circus and spectacle. And I don't know any Republican today who's like, oh, wow.
Well, it was a
Yeah, we got to talk about this woke bishop that goes by the name of Marian Edgar Budd. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. But instead of giving a sermon in the Lord's house, this woke bishop decided that she should give a political speech instead. And honestly, I'm pretty sick of this, because this isn't the first time a Democrat has gone to the house of God, house of the Lord, and turned it into a political statement rather than praising the Lord and giving thanks. This is honestly disgusting. We've watched Hillary Clinton do it. I didn't come this far to only come this far. Joe Biden did it, and he said basically the same quote, right? We saw Fannie Pack do it as well. I believe Kamala went to a church as well, all giving political speeches. That's not what a church is for. But I want to show this to you guys because it's absolutely disgusting stuff right here. So with that being said, let's dive in. Also, actually, before we get into that, you know what? Never mind. I'm just going to let y'all check it out for yourself. Let's dive in.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President. Millions have put their trust in you. And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand of a loving God. In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families.
I just want to ask all of my churchgoers, all of my Christians, what does the Bible say about that? I'm just going to leave it at that.
Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens or have the proper documentation, but the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals. They pay taxes and are good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues, wadara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own lands to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful to the stranger.
It's funny that she actually mentions God there. Our God teaches us, which I'm going to get to that in just a second, because it's kind of interesting that she's standing up there, because if she actually read the Bible, she wouldn't be standing up there. But like I said, I'm going to get into that here in just a second.
For we were all once strangers in this land. May God grant us the strength and courage to honor the dignity of every human being, to speak the truth to one another in love, and walk humbly with each other and our God for the good of all people in this nation and the world. Amen.
To turn a church service into a political speech is just absolutely disgusting. And you saw Uncle Trump's face there. Obviously, he was doing his best to be respectful in the house of the Lord, but I mean, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Like, are you kidding me? See, and maybe this is a flaw in my character, but I don't know if I could have sat there quiet. I might have just, I might have just yelled out, so this is what we're doing in the house of the Lord? Political speeches instead of praising God? Like, this stuff is just getting ridiculous at this point. But this is what Trump had to say afterwards as he was leaving. Check it out.
Mr. President, what did you think of the sermon? What did you think of the sermon? What did you think of the
What did you think of the service?
What did you think? Did you like it? Did you find it exciting? Not too exciting, was it? I didn't think it was a good service, no. Thank you very much.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press.
They can do much better.
Thank you, press. Inside. Thank you.
That's one of the only times I felt like I watched Trump think about censoring himself, because he heard what they said and he paused and he thought about just speaking his mind, right? And just saying, no, it was terrible. They turned this into a political speech instead of what it should have been. You know what I mean? Like, at least that's the way that I interpret it. Y'all let me know in the comment section if y'all kind of felt that same way. But he was like, he obviously knows how mainstream media would have bent and twisted that whole story. Oh my goodness, Trump denigrated the church. Oh, blah, blah, blah. They would have turned it into like this anti-Christian, oh my goodness, blah, 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 whole little thing. So you saw him like stop. It was like, what'd you say? Just to give himself a little bit extra time to like think it through. How am I going to say this lightly? You know what I mean? And so he turned it back on them. But man, Trump's a better man than me, because I might have just called it out. And like I said, it's funny that this woman, Marion, stood up there and gave a political speech while mentioning God, because if she actually read the Bible, like I said earlier, she wouldn't be standing up there. And ladies, this is not to demean you or down you or anything of that nature, because actually a third of you watching are women. So shout out to y'all. Greatly appreciate y'all. See a lot of you all in the comment section. Actually, I see more ladies in the comment section than men. So, hey, fellas, step your game up, man. I want to see y'all in the comment section, too. And once again, that's not to demean women or anything like that, ladies. Obviously, God created women because we need women on this earth. You guys have a one very, very important task that us men cannot do. I mean, people on the left think men can do it, but, not possible. But, yeah, it's just interesting that she was standing up there trying to act all. Never mind. I'm just sick of this stuff. Anybody else sick of this? Democrats running to the church to give political speeches? Absolutely sickening. And Scott Jennings, he pointed out perfectly. This may not ever happen again because of her. Or at minimum, happen somewhere else. I guarantee you Trump won't be showing his face back up in there again. 100%. That is crazy. Crazy, man. Just praise the Lord, man. Stop giving political speech. You can talk about that stuff afterwards. If she wanted to pull Trump to the side after church and say those things to him, fine. I'm cool with that. I really am. I don't agree with it, but I'm cool with that. But when you're in church, you're there to praise the Lord, and that is it. Like, what are we doing here with these political speeches, man? But of course, Democrats are holier than thou. Democrats are they're the do-gooders. Oh man, disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful, sickening. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all thought about all of this in the comment section below. Peace and love. I'm out.